Here's something that doesn't add up on the surface. Matt Armstrong has spent years rebuilding Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and some of the most expensive cars ever made. He's poured hundreds of thousands of pounds into genuine parts, generated tens of millions of views for those brands, and received absolutely nothing in return. No phone call. No thank you card. Nothing. Then one morning, a package arrived at his workshop. It wasn't from Lamborghini. It wasn't from Ferrari. It was from Koenigsegg, a brand whose cars Matt has never owned, never rebuilt, and never touched with a wrench. So why them? And what does the Bugatti drama have to do with any of it? Matt Armstrong is not the kind of person who gets starstruck easily. He's pulled engines from Lamborghini Huracans, rewired Ferrari hybrids that specialist dealerships refuse to touch, and restored cars worth more than most people's houses. Surprises don't come easily to him. But when this particular package landed at his workshop, even he couldn't hide his reaction. It came from Ängelholm, Sweden, home of the Koenigsegg factory. Inside were official branded hoodies, t-shirts, and premium merchandise. The kind of gear that doesn't turn up in retail stores, because Koenigsegg doesn't really do retail stores. This is a company that builds somewhere between 20 and 35 cars per year. For context, Toyota produces that same number roughly every few seconds. Koenigsegg merchandise isn't something you stumble across on Amazon. It's the kind of thing that ends up in the hands of the billionaire who just took delivery of a £2 million hypercar. And yet, there it was, sitting in Matt's workshop, addressed to a man who had never purchased, rebuilt, or even featured a Koenigsegg on his channel. To understand why that's unusual, you need to know how Koenigsegg actually operates. They don't run influencer gifting programs. They don't send PR packages to automotive channels hoping for a passing mention. Their communications team is tiny by industry standards, and every external decision they make is deliberate. When Ferrari or Lamborghini send merchandise to creators, it's part of a structured marketing pipeline. When Koenigsegg does it, someone inside that factory made a specific, individual decision to reach out to a specific person. That distinction matters. But here's the detail that really got people talking. Tucked inside the box was a handwritten note. It wasn't a sales pitch or a sponsorship proposal. It told Matt to watch some videos, specific ones. Which means someone at that factory in Sweden had already been watching his. This wasn't a PR intern ticking boxes on a spreadsheet. This was a calculated, intentional reach out from one of the most secretive and selective car manufacturers on Earth. And the timing of it, arriving in the wake of the Bugatti situation, made it land very differently than it might have 6 months earlier. Before we get into why Koenigsegg's move matters, you need to understand the atmosphere Matt was operating in when that package arrived. Bugatti has long operated with a level of exclusivity that borders on hostile. They are famously protective of who can own their cars, who can service them, and who gets anywhere near their engineering. There are well-documented cases of Bugatti exercising what's called a right of first refusal, meaning that if an owner wants to sell their car, Bugatti can step in and effectively block buyers they consider unworthy of the brand. It's the automotive equivalent of a private members club that decides who gets in based on criteria they never fully publish. The drama that unfolded publicly involved a prominent content creator, someone with a massive audience and genuine passion for the car, being pushed out of the picture entirely. The details varied depending on where you read it, but the core message was consistent. Certain legacy brands view independent creators and rebuilders not as ambassadors, but as threats to their carefully constructed image. For Matt Armstrong, this wasn't abstract. He'd been living a version of this story for years. He spent significant money acquiring a crashed Lamborghini Revuelto, one of only 21 ever made, and poured enormous resources into restoring it. The parts alone cost a fortune. The attention it brought to Lamborghini's engineering was enormous. The brand's response? Silence. The same story played out with Ferrari. Matt had been deep in the process of rebuilding a Ferrari 296 GTB on camera, using genuine OEM components sourced at great cost for millions of people to watch. Neither brand reached out. Neither acknowledged what he was doing. In the wake of the Bugatti situation, that silence felt louder than ever. This is the context in which Koenigsegg's package arrived. It wasn't just a box of merchandise. It was a signal, sent at exactly the right moment, that said, "We see you, and we're not like them." What Koenigsegg did wasn't random. There is a very deliberate philosophy behind how this company operates, and once you understand it, the package makes complete sense. Christian von Koenigsegg founded his company in 1994 with no inherited automotive empire, no significant backing, and no formal engineering degree. He was 22 years old and decided he wanted to build the fastest car in the world. What he created over the following 3 decades wasn't just a hypercar company, it was one of the most genuinely innovative engineering organizations on the planet. Koenigsegg developed the free-valve engine, which eliminates the traditional camshaft entirely. They created the Jesko Absolute, theoretically capable of 330 miles per hour. They invented the light-speed transmission, which shifts gears faster than any other gearbox in existence. This is not a brand that runs on legacy and reputation alone. They are obsessed with engineering, and Christian von Koenigsegg himself is famous for being unusually open about it. He does interviews. He explains technology. He gets visibly excited talking about tolerances and thermodynamics in a way that most luxury brand CEOs simply don't. When you apply that lens to Matt Armstrong's channel, the connection becomes obvious. Matt doesn't make videos about how fast a car feels or how luxurious the seats are. He gets underneath it. He explains how the gearbox is engineered, how the carbon tub is constructed, how the electronics are mapped. His audience, over 5 million subscribers at the time the package arrived, are people who want to understand cars, not just be impressed by them. That is exactly the audience Koenigsegg wants. The note asking Matt to watch specific videos suggests that Koenigsegg's team had already identified content they wanted him to see, almost certainly their engineering breakdowns, their manufacturing process footage, or explanations of their core technologies. They weren't pitching him a car. They were showing him what they're made of and inviting him to be curious. That's a very different kind of outreach. Step back from the details for a moment and look at what's actually happening here, because it's bigger than one creator receiving a box of merchandise. The automotive industry is in the middle of a significant cultural shift. The traditional gatekeepers, the manufacturers, the glossy magazines, the official press fleets, no longer hold the monopoly on how cars are understood and appreciated. YouTube channels like Matt Armstrong's have built audiences that rival or exceed the readership of major automotive publications. And those audiences are not passive. They're technically engaged, deeply loyal, and genuinely influential in shaping how people feel about car brands. Lamborghini and Ferrari have combined revenues in the billions. They have marketing budgets that dwarf Koenigsegg's entire annual turnover. And yet, it was Koenigsegg, a company that employs a fraction of the staff, builds a fraction of the cars, and operates on a fraction of the budget, that made the smartest move in automotive creator relations this year. Consider what Koenigsegg actually spent. A few hoodies, a couple of t-shirts, a handwritten note. The total cost of that package was probably under £100. And in return, they generated thousands of hours of community discussion, social media commentary, and genuine brand curiosity among an audience of millions. No marketing agency on earth delivers that kind of return on investment. This is what it looks like when a brand understands the current landscape intuitively rather than through a corporate strategy deck. The Italian supercar brands protect mystery. Koenigsegg celebrates transparency. Their own engineers post teardown videos. Christian von Koenigsegg has sat in front of a camera and explained, in granular detail, how their technology works. They are not afraid of being understood. In fact, they actively want it. And that cultural difference, between brands that guard their image and a brand that opens its doors, is exactly why Koenigsegg made the move that Lamborghini and Ferrari never did. Matt Armstrong didn't campaign for recognition. He didn't post about being ignored. He just kept building, kept documenting, kept being genuinely good at what he does. And eventually, the right people noticed. Not the brands he'd spent years working alongside, but someone watching from across the North Sea who recognized what he was doing for what it actually was. The brands you support most aren't always the ones who show up for you. But do exceptional work long enough, and the right ones will find you. Now, a box arrived from Angel Home with a note that said, "Watch these videos." Where that story goes next, nobody knows for certain. But the door is open. And with Koenigsegg, that means something.